Sports Talk with Player Agent 3. My next guest, man, is one of North Carolina's finest, man. This guy was the MVP of most outstanding player of the 1993 Final Four. Former UNC Tar Heel guard, Mr. Donald Williams. What's going on?
Not much, man. What's going on?
Man, I'm just trying to stay safe out here with this coronavirus, man. How you and the family doing with that?
Yeah, it's tough, but we're adjusting. We're going to make it.
Right. Hey, man, I want to tell you this quick story right here, man. I went to Wake Forest Roosevelt High School, and I was in the 6th grade. You were in the 9th grade. And I was at all of the games. It was a Christmas tournament. I was at the game, man. And this kid from Garner, Wake Forest played Garner, 9th grade, put 45 points on two of my guys, Romus and Reggie Lucas. This guy was Donald Williams. Man, you remember those days, man?
Oh yeah. That was a good one there because actually Romus and Reggie are my cousins.
Oh wow. See, yeah, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, man. When I saw that game, I said, man, who is this guy? You know, and from the time that I saw you as a 9th grader, man, it was on and popping. You know, it was on and popping, man. What do you remember, man, about those high school days? Not just that game in particular, but just your high school career. What do you remember about that?
Basketball follower, and I just remember like when I was a shorty, just seeing all the talent in the triangle as a basketball player. Like the older guys ahead of me, so I used to like tag along and just used to go watch them play. And my motivation was just to be as good as those guys or even better. So just growing up in the triangle, especially the Raleigh area, watching those guys older than me. And I just made up my mind then that I want to be just as good as those guys.
Did you were you the type of guy that played basketball from dusk till dawn? You always had a basketball in your hand?
Well, as I can remember, as far as like 8 years old, I can remember that basketball. I played all sports, but basketball was you can just go, especially in those days, you can go anywhere and find a basketball game or a basketball hoop to play basketball. So yeah, I kept a basketball with me, like from 8 years old on up.
When did you know you had a gift shooting the basketball? Because it was when I saw you in high school, man. You was Stephen Curry before Stephen Curry. When did you know you had that gift?
I think me personally was high school, but growing up, everybody always told me that I had it. Like ever since I was playing, that's one thing I did well was like shoot from long range and from outside. So I picked it up early, but I just started noticing it probably around in high school, especially when the 3-point line came into effect.
Mm-hmm. And now going back to high school, man, you like I said, I followed you. I didn't get a chance.
Like we old, man. Remember the 3-point line came into effect, man. When I started, it wasn't even a 3-point line.
I followed your career. I actually didn't get a chance to play with you, play against you, but I saw the work, man, that you put in high school, and you garnered some national attention, man. If you can think back to when you were in high school, man, how did that impact you being that guy, and then eventually earning a spot on the McDonald's All-American team? I mean, how did that impact you?
I think I got kind of lucky early. I think like around 7th, 8th grade. I think just being from this area, I think like through AAU, NC State and North Carolina jumped on me early. I think Coach Wittenberg and Coach Ford like started recruiting me like as an 8th grader.
Wow.
So when I got that attention as an 8th grader, that really motivated me. And then like when I was shorty too, I always played with older guys. I think that helped my progress quicker. I never played with people my age. I always played with grown men, probably starting around 12, 13 years old. Played with my pops and his friends. And most of those guys played college professional too. So From like 12, 13 years old, by the time I got to high school, that jump was really quick and fast because I played against grown men. So when I got to high school, it was really, I was just ready for it.
Okay. Now, playing at you played at Garner. Garner's outside of Raleigh. I played at Wake Forest. The small schools, the small towns. They don't get a lot of love. Well, back when we were coming up, did you feel like you had something to prove to the Enlows, the Broughtons, the Millbrooks, the Athens Drive? Playing at Garner High School.
Yeah, I did, because coming out of Garner, we supposed to be in the football school.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to play us in football. We was real good in football when I was coming through high school, and we had Anthony Barber. So when I came to high school as a freshman, Anthony Barber was a senior, and he probably one of the best football players I ever seen in my life. And to see him get all that attention, and that's to see how humble he was and how he carried himself, really helped me, because that's who I wanted to be. Great. He was great, and then he went on to college, and he was nationally known. So stepping in the Garner, just watching him motivated me. I had a lot of chances to transfer to the Raleigh schools, because I had like a lot of schools trying to get me to transfer. But I wanted to put Garner on the map as a basketball school, because I just seen all the hype and they was getting in football, and I just wanted to bring that to the basketball court.
Was it one player back in those days that played at any of the Raleigh schools that you was like, you know what, I'm gonna show this dude what time it is?
Well, it was funny, because just growing up like in the hood, I just remember like growing up in Walnut Terrace or whatever. So when I was little, when I used to go to the park, they never let me play, right? So then by the time I got to high school, I'm a freshman, and I ended up going to Garner, and Walnut Terrace, they went to Cary High School, so they was in our conference. So now I'm a freshman, and the same guys wouldn't let me play. They seniors now, so I got a chance to get to play them, and boy, it was personal. So it was, but it was some great talent. I think as far as when I was coming up, it was like the Mickey Hennons at Gary.
Yeah.
Gary Madison's at Broughton.
Yeah.
Bernard Terrell, Warren Avery. I had some studs that look up, and but they was much older than me. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't beat them, but I think I put my name on the map playing against those guys at an early age.
Now I gotta ask you this question, man. Being a Raleigh guy, how on earth did NC State allow you, the Tar Heels, to come in here and steal you away? You were in your backyard.
I think it was the timing. That's in life, timing is everything. And I think at that time, NC State was going through their little personal problems, and Valvano left. And I think that opened the door up really for Carolina when Coach Valvano left the program. I think that's when North Carolina just snuck over in and got me.
Yeah, because, back in those days, man, and I tell a lot of people, I've had several ACC guys on the show, man, and I tell them back in those days, the rivalry wasn't Duke and Carolina, it was NC State and Carolina, because when you guys came to Raleigh and NC State win, man, they'd tear up Hillsborough Street, and I know you remember those days.
Yeah, it was, especially just growing up in Raleigh. Those are the games I remember the most too, is the North Carolina State games, and really personally, I just being around here, I really didn't know it was a rival, Carolina Duke rival, till I really got to campus.
Yeah.
I always thought it was North Carolina State, being from Raleigh.
Right, exactly. Now, was it a dream of yours to play in the ACC, or you just wanted to play college basketball?
I just wanted to play college basketball, and then the older I got and got familiar with college basketball, it became the ACC. But as a shorty, I was just like players. So I really wasn't thinking about the teams. I was just thinking about the players, like the players at Georgetown and the UVA. I used to love Ralph Sampson, and I just like big men, Ralph Sampson and Pat Ewing and those like that. But then when I got older, I just knew I was going to go to to the ACC because there was some great guards in the ACC when I was coming up in the 80s and 90s. It was like great guards, and I just wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah. So you make the McDonald's All-American. You sign in Carolina. Take me back, man, to the first time you stepped on the floor at the Smith Center, man. Dean Smith, that Carolina tradition, man. What was going through your head, your first game at the Dean Dome?
I was excited. Probably the first experience with the crowd probably was our annual blue-white game. Just stepping in that arena and to see all those people in that arena. You know what I'm saying? And I was happy that it was a game because practice is so tough with Coach Smith at North Carolina. So we finally get to play a game, so we're excited. I'm playing the blue-white game, and I played pretty well. And I remember I hit a shot to send it in overtime as a freshman or whatever. So I'm excited or whatever. Man, next day at practice doing film, well, I thought I was the worst player ever played basketball. How you critiqued me and broke my game down. But it was exciting just to get the step on the court. But I think like probably that freshman year, just learning from Coach Smith and what I had to go through as a basketball player was probably one of the toughest experiences I ever faced as a basketball player. And I think that what really made my sophomore year so successful, of how he pushed me my freshman year.
First game at Cameron Indoor Stadium. What were the nerves at, or you was just ready to go do what you had to do?
I was nervous, but I was trying to fake it like I wasn't nervous. But yeah, I was just trying to play along with the crowd, and my first experience in there, like I was terrible. So I didn't shoot well. And the fans, they helped me and got on me, and I felt so bad. So that's probably the only bad game I ever played against Duke after that experience.
Now, being a North Carolina kid, being that Duke is in your backyard, NC State is in your backyard, and Carolina is in your backyard, did you feel any pressure as a freshman or just as a player, period, playing at the University of North Carolina, being a Carolina kid?
I didn't feel pressure until I want to get minutes, because my freshman year I didn't get to like 5 minutes a game. So that's when I think I started feeling pressure, because people think I couldn't play there and why are you playing? You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be so good. Why I'm not playing? And then I started feeling the pressure. And then you're gonna start reading the press and what they're saying about you. So then I started feeling the pressure because I walked there on the court, and then you just look around college basketball. I felt like I was the only McDonald's All-American won't playing. So, so things started going through your head then. But I took it as motivation, and it made me work harder.
1993, man, you guys, the national champions, most outstanding player. What was that like for you, man, to accomplish that feat? Not only a national champion, but being the most outstanding player, man. What was that like for you?
Life-changing. But me personally, as a kid, that's one of my life goals. You know, I dreamed about being a Final Four MVP, not in North Carolina, but in college basketball. So I dreamt that as a kid. So to experience it was like a dream come true. But it's like no other feeling. And what made it so special to me, because it's like a testimony, you know, going through what I went through my freshman year and then come back my sophomore year and have the season that I did. You know what I'm saying? It's like a testimony to kids not to give up. And, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to transfer, but I didn't. I just took it as motivation, worked harder, and it paid off.
Now, when Chris Webber called that timeout, man, did you know Michigan they didn't have any timeouts, or were you shocked as well?
I think everybody knew, but me. I think the whole team knew, but I didn't. So I guess I wasn't listening in the huddle. So but everybody knew they didn't have no timeouts, but I didn't. But then when they told me to go shoot the free throws, that's when I knew it was a technical, and then I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I guess the adrenaline was flowing, man, and you were just ready to get that thing over with and take that trophy home.
Right, because we was winning anyway. I was just focused on getting one more stop.
Right. And after that, man, you were the hottest player in the country, man. You were the hottest player in the country. But you returned for your junior season. Something me personally, I don't think you should have, but you returned for your junior season, and if I can recall, you got injured. What was it like for you when you returned back to school, coming off of Final Four MVP and then getting injured?
It was a difficult decision, but at that time I really wasn't thinking about it till that summer I played on the USA team. So when I played on the USA team, we played in front of a lot of NBA executives and stuff like that. So when I returned, that's when I first started hearing about it. I had a meeting with Coach Smith about leaving early or whatever. So, and that's one thing about that program and Coach Smith. He'll do his research or whatever, and we sat down and talk about it, and we just thought it was the best thing for me to return. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, I did get injured. But like I was saying earlier, especially my college basketball career is like a testimony. You know what I'm saying? Because I could have prevented from getting injured if I was just lift weights in college. Mm-hmm. You know, I never touched a weight in college until after my injury. And I think if I was really lifting weights and took care of my body like I should have, I could have prevented it. The type of injury I got, I could have prevented it. But I think it was life lesson, and then it's crazy how life is. You're on top of the hill, and then the next year you get injured, and you're right back down. So,
right, and that's, you know, coming back to school and getting injured and not having the season that you had when you guys won the national championship. Of course, you know, your NBA stock had dropped. Was that? How demoralizing was that for you, knowing that you were up here, potential lottery pick, to a situation where you're like, man, I don't even know if I'm gonna get drafted or not.
Right. That's why when you hear that saying about the NBA now, it's a hit or miss league.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's just about timing. At that time, I was hot or whatever. It was a perfect time for me to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? But so if it was today, sure, it would have been a no-brainer. I would have left. But at that time, guys wasn't leaving like they were today. Well, I think I could have been ones to leave, but I think I just trusted Coach Smith and his decision about it. And I think my junior year was the year I was going to leave, and unfortunately, I got hurt.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you have a plan in terms of, you know, NBA personnel passing up on you? Did you have something set in your mind that you was going to show these guys that they made a big mistake?
Yeah, I did. And then and then once you get in that free agent market, you just got to find the right team that needs you or whatever. But I think probably my first 5 years professionally, I was like so salty because I felt I should be playing in the league. So I just really took it out on the teams and players over in Europe. And like my first 2 or 3 years, every country I went to, I was leading the country in scoring or whatever. So it just didn't help out. And then when I did have the opportunity, I think it was 99, Phil Jackson first year, I was in LA. And then history repeated itself. And during camp, I was making a good run, and I got hurt again. And then back, and then right back again.
Right. If you could look back on it, man, you know, playing at Carolina, playing overseas, and having that, you know, that brief NBA experience, man, what lessons did you take from that?
That God is amazing.
Yeah.
God is amazing. You know what I'm saying? That's where I came from, and that's my life. You know what I'm saying? It was just the grace of God, just where I'm coming from, and really I was just going with no direction, just living. And he just took care of me, man, and just set my path for me. So I think as a kid growing up or whatever, I prayed a lot and just stayed in the church, and he really directed my path and my decision for me. And I think it was just up to me to work hard and stay out of trouble. I was blessed with my life and my career, and I wouldn't change anything. I mean, the NBA thing, I felt like the NBA was there for me. I think I didn't get there, whatever, was because of me. You know what I'm saying? But after that, I think I played 12 years in Europe, great career. I had 3 championships over there. Got 3 beautiful daughters, ex-wife. You know, so my life was great, and it was all because of basketball. And started off in Southeast Raleigh, going to high school.
Yes, sir. Now I had this conversation, man. I had Rodney Monroe on the show last year, man. And we, you know, in my opinion, man, I think you and Rodney had similar skill sets, man. And Rodney, you know, he got a brief opportunity in the NBA, but, you know, I remember him telling me that he had an opportunity with the Chicago Bulls, but they wanted 6'5", 6'6" guards. And now you see the NBA giving millions to guys with your skill set and Rodney Monroe's skill set today. How does that change? Yeah, how does that make you feel, man? That you see these guys out here that had the same skill set that you had, making $20-30 million a year?
Go back to what I was saying earlier. Just like life lessons. It's like everything with life is about timing. You know what I'm saying? It's about timing, and I think the game has changed so much now. I think basketball is like it really ain't no position. You know what I'm saying? But when I was coming through, whatever, everything is about a position. You know what I'm saying? At a point guard, if you want to be a 2 guard, you had to be at least 6'5", 6'6", be a 2 guard, and so it was all about position. But right now, it's positionless in basketball, and the game is like wide open, and shooting is big.
Right. Yeah, I always thought about that, man. I see some of these guys that are making a lot of money, man, that, you know, guys back when you played, man, they had similar skill sets, but, you know, the game has definitely changed. When you think about, man, the state of North Carolina, man, the state of North Carolina has come a long way in terms of, you know, the amount of professional athletes or professional basketball players that are coming from the state. Now you got, you know, the John Walls of the world, man. It's just a lot of athletes coming from this state, man. How do you feel about that?
Feel proud, especially coming from this area, and then, you know, when I was coming up and just watching those shorties, and you feel like you was part of that growth and responsible of these kids coming through like that, because they looked up to you. You know, believe it or not, they watched you at the University of Carolina. You know, they came to my camps when I came back to give basketball camps, and so I just feel proud just to see how far they came and what they're doing for the city of Raleigh and the state of North Carolina.
Now I gotta ask you this question, man. Before I don't want to forget about it. But did Dean Smith give all of his former players $200?
Oh yes, sir.
What did you do? Did you frame yours? Did you frame yours?
He was when he sent it to us, he was like a little handwritten letter too, saying that take the $200, and he wanted us to take our family out for dinner. That's Coach wish. That's what I did. Tell my family out to dinner with it.
I want to switch gears for a few seconds, man, just to get your thoughts on, you know, some of the things that are going on in the world today, especially with this athlete speaking out, man, the George Floyd situation, man. What do you? Matter of fact, what do you tell your kid? I don't know if you have a son, if you have any sons or not, but what do you tell your kids in terms of driving and you know, getting pulled by the cops? You know, what do you tell them how to handle those type of situations?
Well, I have 3 daughters, and doing all these events, we do talk about it a lot. And then and through basketball, through my coaching, when I get a chance to talk to the young men or whatever, and you try to educate them on how to prevent it. right? So, but you're gonna have profiling and things like that. So you try to educate them on how to present yourself when it do occur. But I think the main thing with the kids or whatever, you got to educate them and try to teach them and show them how to stay away from those type situations or those problems. And then when they occur, you try to teach them how to go about it. And I think they're gonna do it, because I think this young generation, I think they're thirsty and they're eager. But I think one thing they got to know that they can't do it by hate in their heart. You know, I don't think we can overcome it by hate. You know, we got to do it by love and just get educated. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a perfect time for the young generation to get educated on the culture. You know, learn about the culture, not for it to get you mad and upset. You know what I'm saying? But still learn about your culture. Because everything we are doing is nothing new. Nothing's new under the sun.
Right.
You know, we've done it before. We've been doing it for years or whatever. But the thing is, once you do it, they keep it going. And it's a good energy. But I just hope they can keep it going and keep educating themselves on it and learning. Right. But we gotta keep it positive. Get something positive out of it. Because at the end of the day, this is our country, and we gotta live here, and we gotta make it here.
Yeah, and I love what LeBron James and Steven Jackson and a lot of the athletes are doing today, man. They're speaking out. You know, they're letting the world know that they see what's going on, and it's not all about, you know, playing basketball, you know, or being athletes. So that's one of the things that I definitely like. I'm gonna throw two names out for you real quick, and the first thing that pop up in your mind, just let me know. Dean Smith.
A great man, great educator, great teacher, great person. I'm glad I could be a part of his life.
Michael Jordan.
The GOAT. I think one of the reasons why I wanted to play basketball. Great person, glad to meet him, and just the GOAT.
Best player you played against in high school?
Best player in high school? I would have to say Big Dog, Glenn Robinson.
Okay. Best player that you played against in the Triangle area?
Best player in the Triangle. Let's go back. Believe it or not, ain't too many people got the best of me. This will name a shock with most people. My sophomore year, the guy killed me every time we played him was Ariel McDonald.
Oh yeah, he was nice. Yeah.
I was a sophomore, he was a senior. He killed me both games. He was tough to handle.
He was a Chicago kid, man.
Yeah, like I say, the president for the Triangle, the two toughest, I would have to say Warren Avery and Bernard Terrell.
Okay. All right. So tell the people what you're doing today, man. What do you have going on today?
Today I have like a basketball academy, Donald Williams Basketball Academy, where I do a lot of personal training, run camps and clinics for the kids. And I'm also a varsity women's basketball coach at Wakefield High School. Okay.
Now, do you have any aspirations of coaching on the college level? Because you got one of your fellow Tar Heels, Jerry Stackhouse at Vanderbilt. You got Jeff McGinnis, who was on the show last year. He's doing his thing at the Combine Academy, and you know he has aspirations of moving up. Do you have any aspirations of coaching on the college level?
I think so. I think if the opportunity presents itself, I would love that opportunity, college pros or whatever. But I think right now at this high school level, I'm really enjoying it because it's giving me a chance of really teaching the game of basketball, not only basketball but life as they leave high school, getting out into society. So I'm really enjoying where I am right now. But in the future, I do want to work my way up.
Last question, Donald. I'm gonna let you get out of here, man. I just want you to, you've had some trials and tribulations in your career, man. You've been up here, you've been down here, man. Just give the people some free game, man. It could be about life, it could be about anything, just anything you want to say, man. Matter of fact, man, just direct it towards young kids that are looking to play basketball or any sport.
It goes back to, I think, really each individual is different, so life is really what you make it individually. Everybody comes from different circumstances, different backgrounds, but you personally have your personal goals and dreams in life. I think it's one thing to stay focused on their goals and keep anything outside those goals that's distracting you or trying to take you away from your goals, remove it from your life. You know what I'm saying? Because I think your thoughts are everything when it comes to life. Mm-hmm. And I know, coming from Southeast Raleigh, I never thought I would accomplish the things I did. But that's one of the things I accomplished. I just blocked the outside negativity out, focused on my dreams and my goals, and I just went for it.
All right, man.
But the main thing is, you gotta get your education and stay out of trouble.
Right.
Two things. Get educated, stay out of trouble.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you taking time out to come on the show, man. Even though I'm a Wolfpack at heart, man. I wish you would have come to Hillsborough Street coming out of high school, but it's all good, man. Again, man, I wish you nothing but the best, man. Much success. Would definitely love to have you on the show again once this quarantine thing subsides and we get back to doing our show face to face. Definitely would love to get you to come back on the show to talk some more about basketball and about life. But again, I appreciate it. Everybody, this is Mr. Donald Williams, former UNC guard on Sports Talk with Player Agent 3.